Everything happens for a reason, and what seems like a setback today often turns out to be a blessing tomorrow. The king, the minister, and the cut finger. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom, there lived a wise king who had a deeply trusted minister. This minister was known throughout the realm for his unshakable faith in life. No matter what happened, whether rain brought a rich harvest or a storm destroyed a crop, he would always say with a peaceful smile, "Whatever happens, happens for the good." The king respected his minister, but sometimes this calm attitude annoyed him, especially when things went terribly wrong. The incident in the court. One afternoon, while the king was inspecting his sharp swords, he mishandled a blade. In a split second, the sword slipped, and it chopped off a portion of the king's index finger. Blood gushed out, and the palace erupted into chaos. Doctors rushed in to bandage the wound. The king was in immense physical pain and deeply upset, crying out, "My finger is ruined. I am disfigured." The minister stepped forward, gently bowed, and said quietly, "Do not grieve, my king. Have faith. Whatever happens, happens for the best." This time, the king lost his temper completely. Driven by pain and anger, he roared, "I have lost a part of my body, and you stand there saying it is for my own good. Is this a joke to you?" In his rage, the king ordered his guards to drag the minister away and lock him in the deepest, darkest dungeon of the castle. As the guards dragged the minister into the dark cell, the minister looked back at the king and calmly said, "Even my going to prison is for the best." The king thought the minister had completely lost his mind. The fate in the deep forest. A few months passed. The king's finger healed, though a prominent scar remained. One morning, to distract himself from his courtly duties, the king decided to go hunting in a dense, unfamiliar forest far away from the capital. In the excitement of chasing a swift deer, the king rode far ahead, leaving his royal guards behind. Before he realized it, dusk fell, and he was completely lost in the wilderness. Suddenly, out of the shadows, a tribe of forest warriors emerged. They surrounded the king, knocked him off his horse, and captured him. It turned out that this night was a sacred festival for the tribe, and they were searching for a royal human sacrifice to offer to their deity. The king, dressed in fine silk and gold, was the perfect candidate. They tied him up and carried him to their altar deep in the woods. The flower that saved a life. The tribal priest began the sacred ritual. Drums beat loudly, torches lit up the night, and the priest painted markings on the king's forehead. Just before the final blow was struck, the priest examined the king's body from head to toe to ensure the sacrifice was pure and unharmed, as their tradition demanded that an offering to the gods must be completely whole, without any missing parts or physical defects. When the priest inspected the king's right hand, he stopped cold. He pointed at the hand and shouted to the chief, "Stop! We cannot offer this man to the gods. Look at his hand, a piece of his finger is missing. He is incomplete. Sacrificing an imperfect person will bring a curse upon our tribe." The chief inspected the severed finger and agreed. Instantly, they untied the ropes and tossed the king out of their camp into the night, letting him go free. The realization and return. The king ran through the forest until sunrise, his heart pounding in his chest. As he made his way back to his palace, a wave of profound understanding washed over him. He realized that if he hadn't lost his finger months ago, he would be dead today. His physical pain from the past was the very shield that saved his life. The moment he arrived at his palace, he ran straight down to the dark dungeon. He personally unlocked the minister's cell door, embraced him, and said with tears in his eyes, "Forgive me, my wise friend. You were right. My cut finger saved my life. But tell me one thing, when I locked you in this dark prison, you said that was also for the best. How could being thrown into prison possibly be good for you?" The minister smiled warmly and replied, "My king, think about it. I am your closest advisor and I accompany you everywhere. If you had not locked me in prison, I would have been hunting in the forest right beside you. When the tribal warriors captured you, they would have rejected you because of your missing finger, but they would have sacrificed me instead. The king smiled, finally understanding the grander picture. Key lessons to remember: short term pain, long term protection. We often evaluate events based only on immediate pain or discomfort. What feels like a tragedy today might be saving you from a much larger disaster tomorrow. Trust the process. Life operates on a bigger map than we can see. A missed train, a rejected application, or a sudden change of plans might just be steering you away from unseen harm. Shift your perspective. When things don't go according to plan, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this saving me from, or preparing me for?"